Nationwide seller profit margins hits 34% in first quarter of 2021, up from 31% in the same period last year. Margins increased annually in almost 90% of markets around the nation. US median home price is 16% higher than a year ago. My name is Rupa Nampalli, Realtor with Remax One. In this episode, I will look at the profit margins for the home sellers, new refinance product launched by Fannie Mae for the low-income families, and distressed properties. Hope you will stay tuned to see the full episode. Atom Data Solutions, the curator of the nation's premier property database, released its first quarter 2021 U.S. home sales report. The report reveals that the typical first quarter 2021 home sales in United States generated a profit of $70,000. That was down from $75,000 in the fourth quarter of 2020, but still up 26% from $55,000 in the first quarter of 2020. Small dips in profits are common in the first quarter of the year as home buying season goes into its annual cold weather pause. But the raw profits as well as return on investments on sales of median priced home in the first quarter of 2021 still stood at second highest points since the U.S. housing market recovering began from the Great Recession in 2012. Nationwide, all cash purchases accounted for 26.5% for single-family homes and condo sales in the first quarter of 2021, the highest level since the first quarter of 2019. The first quarter 2021 number was up from 22.9% in the fourth quarter of 2020 and from 26% in the first quarter of the last year. Distressed home sales, including bank-owned sales, third-party foreclosure, auction sales, and short sales, accounted for just 5.8% for all U.S. single-family and condo sales in the first quarter of 2021. This percentage is down from 43%, which was at its peak in the fourth quarter of 2008. Nationwide, buyers using FHA loans accounted for only 10% of all single-family home and condo purchase in the first quarter of 2021, the second lowest level since 2008. The latest figure was down from 11.1% fourth quarter of 2020 and from 12.3% in 2019. Following an incredible year of refinances that mostly benefited wealthier borrowers, the Federal Housing Finance Agency announced it is implementing a new refi product that targets low-income borrowers with single-family mortgages backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. According to the regulatory agency, this new product will assist borrowers who were less likely to take advantage of the 2020's historically low rates. Under the new refi option, lenders must ensure that the borrower saves at least $50 a month in their mortgage payments while simultaneously dropping their interest rates by at least 50 basis points. The Federal Housing Finance Agency will also require that lenders provide maximum $500 credit for an appraisal if the borrower is not eligible for appraisal waiver. The GSEs will reimburse the lender once the loan is sold to them. As part of the Refi Now program, the Federal Housing Finance Agency will also waive its controversial adverse market refinancing fee for borrowers with loan balances at or below $300,000. The 50 basis point fee was originally implemented in December of 2020 as a means of risk management given the high level of production lenders saw in the pandemic. To qualify for this option, beyond owning a government-sponsored enterprise-backed mortgage, a borrower must have an income at or below 80% of the area's median income and have been current on their payments for the last 6 months with no more than one payment missed in the last 1 year. Borrowers must also not have a mortgage with loan-to-value ratio greater than 97% and debt-to-income no higher than 65%. Lastly, borrowers must have a FICO score no lower than 620. As per the Association of Home Builders, lumber prices have tripled over the past year and have caused the price of an average new single family to increase by $32,872. The hike has also added nearly $13,000 to the market value of an average new single multifamily home, which translates into households paying $119 a month more to rent a new apartment. As of the week ending April 23, 2021, the price of farming lumber is nearly $120 per 1,000 board feet. That's up almost unbelievable 250% since April 2020, with lumber prices were roughly $350 per 1,000 board feet. In February, Chuck Falk, chairman of National Association of Home Builders, said the continued successful rollout of COVID-19 vaccine should do wonders for lumber prices as more plants will reopen in Canada and US, thus increasing inventory and driving overall prices down. And with more homes being built, overall sentiment and building confidence should rise. According to Fannie Mae Chief Economist Doug Duncan, low inventory is still a thorny issue as April turns to May, but more builds appear to be in the pipeline. The supply of existing homes for sale and an elevated level of new homes sold but not yet constructed should help bolster a strong construction pace of new housing starts moving into the spring buying season. To sum it all up, seller profit hitting 34% in the first quarter of 2021, new homes sold but not yet constructed should help aid new housing starts moving into the spring buying season. The Federal Housing Finance Agency has announced a new product called Refi Now for low-income families to take advantage of the refinancing their mortgage. Bank-owned sales are at the lowest since the fourth quarter of 2008. As per Fannie Mae Chief Economist, low inventory is still a problem. If you're in the market to sell your home, please give me a call at 732-397-9185 to discuss your options and sell your home, not necessarily to the highest bidder, but to a qualified buyer and at the best price. Have a nice week ahead.